Forget all your differences, let we start to build. And onward to progress we surely will. Because now, more than ever, we must show discipline, tolerance, and production to build a strong and better nation. I say that is the main foundation. So come let us work hand in hand, because this is our land. Come my brother, come my sister, and let us build a nation together. So much of things that we need to see about. Surely I do have to spell them out.
Come, my brother, come, my sister. We have plenty things to focus on if we want to develop Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. We cannot major in minors. We cannot remain negative. And everything we condemn, everything we criticize, everything we badmouth, we have to become positive and look at the good things that are happening for our country. Because Grenada is really blessed. We are a very, very peaceful nation. Our people are warm, generally. We are low on crime. Our economy is stable. People have opportunities, jobs. You can get some form of income by doing something here in Grenada, Carriacou, and PT Martinique. So we are blessed. Our soil is fertile. Right now, there are mangoes left, right, and center, breadfruit left, right, and center. You have banana, dashin, blogo, plant. I mean, we can go on and on. Vegetables like crazy around this time. So we have it. We have it. We have to give thanks to God for being in a place called, or a state called Grenada, which includes Carriacou and PT Martinique. It's very, very fertile. So we have to remain positive, but we have things to do. We have to work, produce to transform this place we call home. I want to encourage you folks on Facebook and YouTube to share the live. Again, this is the last program I will have before Carnival. I know a number of activities gone already, but this is the peak from tomorrow, Wednesday. You have pre-day, and from pre-day, go right up to the last Wednesday, right? Or the Wednesday after the Carnival. So Wednesday to Wednesday. That week is when most of the Carnival events will take place, right? And then I will return on the Monday after Carnival. So just giving you a heads up for those who look forward to the program during the morning time and the evening. All right? But I want to say to the folks who are here to celebrate Carnival, still find some time to register if you have not yet gotten registered to vote, because the election could be called just after the Carnival. It could be called in September, October, November, December, January, February, March. so you could look forward to the election being called. But you have to be registered so you can participate, so you can go out there and vote. And all you need to get registered is your birth certificate or a valid Grenadian passport. And once you're 18 and you're from one of those constituencies, one of the 15 constituencies, maybe you live there, maybe you have property there, right? Or you grew up in that particular area. Everybody knows you in that area. So you get the opportunity to register in that area. And you make it easier for the registration officer by carrying maybe a tax, a receipt, or an electricity bill, or a phone bill, or a water bill, some bill to prove that that's where you live, all right? That is where you're based. So, for example, there are people who renting for years in an area. The bills may not be on that person's name, but that is where they're from, meaning that's where they live for 5 years, 10 years, that's where they're renting. But the property doesn't belong to them. So the electricity might be on another person's name, the water might be on another person's name, the telephone might be on another person's name, and the tax on the owner's name, you see? So just to prove your location, so they can find you there, right? Or they can know, at least know that that's where you're from, that's where you live. Because you don't have to be there when they come on any day or any month or you don't have to be there, but you have to just prove your address. So you make it easier for them. All right. So any bill for the house where you are, where you're from, where they can point to, makes it easy. So again, I want to encourage you to please get registered. Registration is key. That is the only how you can participate. And do not wait for the last minute when you have to rush and go and get registered and then you have long lines and all of these things. Do it now. Do it now, and particularly those who are in the diaspora. You go, you come, you go, you come. Take the time to get registered so you can participate when the election comes around. All right? I want to also say to you around this time, the NNP pundits, surrogates, different Facebook pages, they will be putting up little videos to mislead the general public. That is what they're good at around Carnival. So look out for those things. They will not use the official page. They would use other pages to push that agenda. So you have to get accustomed to them. So I'll play for you 2 pieces that they're pushing. There are plenty more. So for example, this one.
Grenadians, we have some news for you. Grenada has officially submitted a letter to join the CARICOM arrangement for the free movement of people. But we heard it from Mia Motley first.
Grenada has submitted its letter now to come and join.
That's a major step for our country. Why didn't the NDC share that with us first? Grenadians should not be learning about major national decisions from another country's prime minister. This affects our country's future. The people should have been informed first. Transparency matters. So we'll ask one simple question. Why weren't Grenadians told first?
Yeah, so that is a piece that they're pushing. But it's laughable because under that very Facebook page and that very video, the majority of people who commented said, but what's your point? What you're trying to prove? All right. Grenada has been a part of CARICOM for as long as we know. And free movement of people has always been a part of CARICOM within this region. This is kind of basic. So they are now finalizing everything. So Barbados, Dominica, those islands. So to talk about why Grenadians were not informed about it first, Grenadians already knew that for years. In fact, on DMs with PM, he actually spoke about that at length. Way before Mia Motley said that Grenada submitted their letter so that the free movement can be activated. So this has been there for donkey years. But you see, the NNP surrogates and pundits don't have much sense. And everything that they do is backfiring. Because if you read under this video in the comment section, you realize that Grenadians have sense. They're saying, but we travel to Barbados, we travel to Dominica, we travel to St. Lucia, we travel to those, Grenadians travel to those places. And it's the same procedure to travel. They would know in advance your information, whether you have criminal background, whether you have all kind of background. They would know those things in advance. They share information. So there is no fear. As it stands now, a person from Barbados would come here and spend a period of time. A person from Grenada could go to Barbados and spend a period of time. But then you have to go back into that office when the time comes to an end or coming close to extend it and that kind of thing. So they're making it easier for us to travel throughout the region and spend time in those islands. That's kind of simple. And about Grenadians, why weren't Grenadians told first? The NNP surrogates and pundits give you the idea that during the NNP time, they used to come and tell us things. We're still waiting on that, right? Still waiting on that. But I'm saying they're giving that impression. It's an impression that they're giving. All right? So it's like a big laugh. I'm simply saying that free movement of people for this region is not new. It's not new. It's just being finalized now. So we can actually freely move without all these restrictions and all these conditions, which is really good. It is good for Grenada. It's good for Barbados. It's good for St. Lucia. It's good for Dominica. It's good for the region. It's good for Antigua. It's very good. Nothing is wrong with that. But the NNP surrogates and pundits believe making short videos like these, putting it up, will get them somewhere or would get people to think otherwise. This government has been very, very transparent. This government has been very open with things that the NNP never used to come and tell us. This government has been very, very open to letting us know what's going down. So it's good. Let them put up these small videos thinking that they're going to get somewhere. But I'm only alerting you because expect those things around now, around the Carnival time. They would do short videos with a lot of misinformation, a lot of lies to cause you to be alarmed, to make you frightened, to scare you. Expect those videos between now and after the Carnival. And maybe they would intensify it, coming closer to the elections. But they have those things well planned out. So expect it. Short videos or reels with those kinds of information. But you ask yourself, but tell me, we're in CARICOM. We are part of CARICOM. We move from island to island. This is a simple thing. There are people who live here, go to St. Lucia, right? There are people who live here and they go to Barbados. There are people who live here and they go to Antigua, Dominica. You want the movement to be less of a hassle and you have to go through all kind of, we are one people in the Caribbean. And there are background checks before you travel, before you arrive in those islands. So for example, before you land in Grenada, they ask you to do the online form, fill out the online form, provide your information online. So even before you arrive, they already know who you are. And then if you do the paper format, because they kind of getting rid of that, once they enter your name into their system, because you see CARICOM, the OECS, and other regional bodies, they share information. Why you think when the horseman wanted to bring the horses into Grenada, the chief veterinary officer in St. Lucia communicated with the chief veterinary officer here in Grenada, informing him about this whole thing. So they share information. Some people believe that they don't. They share information, and not just in the region here. There was an incident on the port some years ago where some barrels came in with cannabis, right? Kush, whatever they call them. And the authorities in Canada did not bother to arrest the people who were sending it. They informed Grenada. So when the person who went to receive it arrived, they were already prepared to arrest that person and that kind of stuff. You understand the point? Same thing America will do. Sometimes they would not take the burden. They know it's coming to Grenada. They allot Grenada. And when it arrives, then they arrest you. Simple. So again, regionally, they share information. So this is a good thing for Grenada. So the NNP, they're doing the NNP pundits and surrogates, they're doing these short videos thinking that it's going to affect the NDC. But a person who doesn't know that there is free movement of people in the region, now they know. Now they know that they can go to Barbados with ease or St. Lucia, Dominica, because, we are one people and they can spend an extended period of time without being harassed or without being asked all kind of questions. All right? Nice. So that's just one. I want to show you another one, just two short videos, reels or propaganda pieces that the NNP pundits and surrogates and so on have out there. Because you see, they hide themselves behind those fake pages or groups and they post stuff thinking that they're going to be impactful.
Grenada signed road contracts worth millions in your name, and you're not allowed to see them. Nobody's against roads. The question is the price tag, and who's allowed to see it.
They're going to ask the ministers, have you seen any of the terms and conditions for these contracts? Has the government announced what is the cap value of any of these contracts? Will they announce it?
Who has seen these contracts? What's the total value with financing? How many years are taxpayers on the hook? And if the deal is good, why hide it?
Based on their pattern or their trend of how they handle business so far, more than likely you will hear crickets, because there will be absolute silence and there will be no accountability and no transparency.
Grenada signed road contracts worth millions in your name, and you're not allowed to see them. Nobody's against roads. The question is the price tag, and who's allowed to see it.
You're going to ask the ministers, have you seen any of the terms and conditions for these contracts? Has the government announced?
Another propaganda video put out by these people. But it's a laugh, because during the NNP time, we were never privy to contracts and what is contained in those contracts during the NNP time in office. I would love for the ordinary man or woman in Grenada to tell me that the NNP administration used to make the contracts between company and so on available. I would love. So when I listen to this guy,
Grenada signed road contracts worth millions in your name, and you're not allowed to see them. Nobody's against roads. The question is the price tag, and who's allowed to see it.
You're going to ask the ministers, have you seen any of the terms and conditions for these contracts? Has the government announced what is the cap value of any of these contracts? Will they announce it?
Who has seen these contracts?
yeah, and it's sad because this guy is a newbie, so to speak. He doesn't understand the politics of this time. He's stuck somewhere. I don't know if it's the past or if he believes that he's the smartest in the room. I don't know. But it's scary because the NNP, they were in power for 23 years and a half. And I cannot recall NNP making available what is contained in a contract for road construction. But you see, the NNP is upset with the fact that the NDC has been able to negotiate and get those companies to agree to build those roads with their resources. And then when they complete, the NDC administration will start paying them, and it would be an arrangement of repayment for over a 5-year period. So they know NDC has a lot of breathing room. It's not like when they finish, you have to pay them all the money. No, the NDC has 5 years to repay those companies. So, for example, the parcel of road from MBI or Morris Bishop International Airport all the way to Westerhall Point, or the other 4 or 5 parcels of roads that they will be billing. The company will provide the money to pay their workers. The company will provide the materials, yes, to do the work, and they will do the work. They will complete the work. That is why they're setting up the asphalt plant and all of these things, because they have to provide everything. It's not like a particular company going on the media and say, oh, they ain't get paid, and they ain't had this, and they ain't get this, and they ain't get... No. They're dealing with professional companies who have the resources to get the job done. That's the difference. So our roads will be fixed, and then we will repay. The NNP doesn't like that. No, because the NDC is looking good. Because most of our roads, the main roads, they have not been seriously attended to for the last 20 years. So the NNP been in power for 23 years and a half, and they never seriously fixed our roads. Yes, they were patching and patching and patching, but to seriously fix our roads. You know, a friend said to me yesterday, it's amazing. Let me just see here. All right, let me just... Hello? Hi, morning. Hello, you're calling me at the wrong time. I am actually in my program here. All right, no problem. All right. Yes, I'm expecting a call, so I didn't know who's the person. So again, I'm saying, folks, the NNP been there in power. They were not able to achieve what the NDC is achieving, to get those companies to come and build those roads, fix those roads, and then be paid over a 5-year period. There was this particular company, as a friend told me yesterday in St. George's, who been there long, and they cannot show you a milling machine. You see how these new companies, Renault or Nanco, I think, whatever the name of the company, they have a milling machine. So they come, they mill 2 inches of what exists, and then they put 3 inches or 4 inches, 4 inches asphalt down within no time. And they come with the machinery, they come with the equipment, they come with everything. And they get the job done quickly, faster than having to wait for 2 years and 3 years to deliver a short piece of project. So the NNP, they're upset. They cannot deal with that reality because remember, the piece of road you're seeing being done from the Morris Bishop International Airport to Westerhall Point, that is just one parcel. They are doing about 6 parcels of roads within a short space of time. So the whole Grandans main road, that will be done. Tempe all the way to Monkuma, that will be done. Over the Grande Tang, that will be done. On the western side, that will be done in many parts. So I'm saying, and then there is a major piece of road to be done on the eastern side into Grenville. So a lot of road projects. And then you see bridges being done. Same arrangement. You have certain infrastructure projects that will go down in history because they were never addressed. You look at Willis, for example, where you have a lot of tourists going to the waterfalls and that kind of thing. The road was narrow. And that's Keith Mitchell's constituency. Nothing seriously was done to widen those roads and to fix it. Mabuya, for example, in St. John, they just diverted the people or the vehicles up Mount Nesbitt, down to Douglaston and into Guave, and just abandoned the main road that collapsed 20 or so years ago. That's how the NNP function. So the NDC, they're able to fix those roads to get it done. The NNP vex. The NNP is upset. because of how our beloved Prime Minister was able to negotiate with those companies to come into Grenada and build those roads and then be paid. And you know what's amazing? The NNP spoke, well, Keith Mitchell spoke about something similar years and years ago, the Bolt system, a similar system. Because you see, Grenada is not in a position to boast of oil and gas, having oil and gas or printing money. In fact, I was happy that the NDC announced that they have terminated the agreement with GPG, this Russian-based oil. I don't know if it's an oil company or something that exists. I don't know, but something like that. They're in the oil business or whatever. After what? A lot of years. How much? How many years? 18, 17, somewhere around there. A lot of years. But nothing was done. So the NNP signed this agreement just before the election in 2008, right? Around that time. And nothing was done. Seriously, nothing seriously was done. So I wouldn't say nothing was done, but nothing seriously was done. By now, we should have had some oil drilling or oil rig set up out there, right? So I'm saying again, folks, the NDC means business. The NDC is getting the job done, and the NNP is upset. The NNP doesn't want, and when I say NNP, the NNP pundits and surrogates and so on, those who are speaking on behalf of and pushing a certain agenda, they don't want to see our roads fixed. They don't, because they believe if our roads are fixed, then the NDC will be in power for a very, very long time. Because the NNP is only interested in power, getting into power. That's all they want. They have not been able to do anything to date that stuck with the Grenadian people or that created any big buzz. Everything they threw at the NDC so far haven't stuck. They haven't gotten it to stick in the minds of the Grenadian people. So you talk about cost of living. The NDC roll out 4 major measures, relief measures, and had gone quiet. You're not hearing them talk about cost of living anymore, you know. No, man. The NNP was over there talking about cost of living. But the minute time the NDC addressed cost of living, they gone silent. And they did not even come out openly and say, hey, I want to applaud the NDC for listening to the people and for acting and rolling out 4 major relief measures to ease up the burden of the backs of people. Because cost of living is affecting countries worldwide. Look at the United States. Donald Trump's approval rating is the lowest it has ever been because of the war in Iran and the toll it's taken on the local economy. The price of gas and cost of living generally in the United States. You see? So it's taking a toll on the local economy, and price of goods and services and everything is going up. So it's not just Grenada, it's all around the world. Because the Strait of Hormuz is still in problems, and that is causing real issues for small countries like ours. Grenada doesn't have anything much to say like oil and gas or diamond or pearl or ruby or, some other natural resource that they can export and make billions and billions of dollars. We don't have that. We don't have bauxite. We don't have, that kind of stuff. We don't have gold. We don't mine gold and that kind of thing. We don't have those kind of resources. So believing that we can just, wake up one morning and give everybody money, it doesn't operate that way. Where would they get it from? So we have to really applaud the NDC administration. So while the NNP pundit surrogates and all of them putting out those little reels and so on with the hope that they're going to catch people, if you go and you read under the videos that they put publicly out there, what you'll find, people are not in agreement with them. People bashing them, people telling them openly that they are not interested in that propaganda, in that misinformation. They are not. So, folks, I want to say to you, a lot of these small reels and small videos, they will be out there. The NNP pundits, surrogates, and so on, they're hiding behind these fake pages, fake groups, and they're going to throw those things out there. They're going to put it out there to catch you because they want to fool you into believing otherwise. So stay focused and understand that they're hungry for power. And because they're hungry for power, they will do anything to get it. Folks, I have to wrap up the program 10 minutes before because I'm expecting some people to come and check me on something very important. All right? And again, it's the last program before the Carnival. I want to wish you all the best. Have an enjoyable Carnival season, festival. Be safe. Be safe. Remember, if you come from the diaspora, take time and register if you have not yet gotten registered. So it's 10 minutes to the top of the hour.